Certainly, this isn't reconciliation.
These all-encompassing powers that really are unfettered.
We could see something like a critical mineral mine bypassing really important parts of an environmental assessment.
Fierce opposition coming from across the board to the NDP's proposed bills 14 and 15, which are intended to fast-track the approval and permitting processes for major infrastructure projects in BC. Frustrated with a lack of opportunity for input, Indigenous leaders met with the Premier Thursday.
At the end of the meetings, there was no commitments to be made by Premier Eby or the NDP government to change the bills.
The Union of BC Municipalities also says there was a lack of meaningful consultation for a pair of bills that would grant the province wide powers to push through both public and private projects.
Because we did move quickly, and we believe we were called upon to do so by British Columbians, it meant that a lot of the consultation processes that we would normally go through with First Nations were truncated.
Both Industry Minister Bowen Ma and Eby have admitted that this was a mistake and promised consultations with First Nations during the planning for individual projects will not be overlooked. First Nations leaders aren't convinced.
The way these bills are set out is kind of like a trust us, we'll deal with these issues when it comes to pass. I don't think that will hold water. It doesn't cut it.
Environmental groups also deeply opposed to this legislation.
We could see something like a critical mineral mine bypassing really important parts of an environmental assessment, including things like mandatory public comment periods. So bypassing listening to communities and their concerns about that project and how it could impact their community.
The bills facing stiff opposition from the opposition, but also from the BC Greens, who share a supply and confidence agreement with the NDP.
I'm not sure what why there's determination to push it through when so many people are speaking out against it, and just don't think it's a good template for our democracy, and don't think it's a good way to run a government and concentrated power in the hands of so few.
The NDP has an extremely slim majority at the moment, and with the Greens and Conservatives staunchly opposed, passing these bills, specifically Bill 15, which has been presented as a motion of confidence, will likely take the Speaker of the House coming down to break a tie. The NDP has set a deadline of May 28th for the bills to pass third reading, presenting a real rush to get it done before the legislature recesses for the summer.
We'll end up in court. We'll end up at Supreme Court of Canada or Supreme Court of BC.
TG foresees a future of easily preventable litigation, costing the province money and slowing down the very projects that were meant to be sped up. In Vancouver, Jack Rabb, City News.